For fuck's sake, man, I'm sorry, I thought he was Steve. It's calm, bro, don't worry about it. We've all done it. Wait, hang on a second.
Here's the moment. Oh, goodness gracious me. That is absolutely astonishing.
Wonderful. And the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize Award for 2022 is Barry the Steward. Yo guys, it is your boy Niran here, and you are watching FTW. It's of course the series where I bring to you the best and more frequently the worst of what football has to offer during the last 7 days. But what's been kicking off in the world this week? Well, police fines were handed out to Tory MPs after lockdown breaching parties. After work drinks last year. We can see Boris currently looking through his list of excuses for this one. I'll be totally honest, they've crossed the line here. And that's just what they were doing in the bathroom, which means they all lied to us about attending. I know, a shocking turn of events. Rishi Sunak's ready to take his Hyundai to a BP garage to make up for it. Meanwhile, Boris is trying to improve public image by visiting vulnerable children. So, you know, we'll talk about tax brackets and that. How much money do you earn? We currently don't have a job, Mr. Johnson. And you can still talk English, my word. They're hypocrites and liars, so it gives me great joy to show you the graphics for this series from now on. Onto the football though now, and there were hair-raising, heart-rate-rising scenes. And no, that's not MPs getting their last bag in. But because of a European instant classic of a tie between Chelsea and Real Madrid. The Blues came back from behind on aggregate with a 3-0 away lead, but 2 goals from Real Madrid saw the Spanish Giants go through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Carlo Ancelotti almost got sent back to an old people's home. Back in my day, we won the Champions League. Alright, okay, sure you did, Carlo. This game going to extra time is using up his vital oatmeal eating time. It started off badly for his side when Mason Mount opened the scoring. It's crazy what he can do when there's no hair in his eyes. They thought they were gonna mount a challenge for the Champions League. But no, seriously, they're going home. Chelsea thought they were 3-0 up until Marcos Alonso's goal was disallowed for handball in the second half, having brushed an individual cell of his finger. Real with some truly car crash defending here, but no, okay, I'll see what I've done. I knew I'd seen the VAR official before, but Chelsea would find a third through Timo Werner. He went mad sitting down the whole of Real Madrid's defense before putting the ball past Courtois. Timo Werner scoring bangers. What year is it? Real offer an unchanged midfield of Luka Modric, Toni Kroos and Casemiro. Ralf Rangnick was ready to take credit for being Thomas Tuchel's backup ICT teacher, but Real soon fought back through Rodrigo and Karim Benzema. It was inevitable really. Benzema and Vinicius Jr.'s link up this season has been crazy. And that's a ball into Karim. An N'Golo Kante mistake saw Antonio Rudiger not happy with him at all. Poor N'Golo, he struggled here. He gave the ball away for one of the goals. I think he thought the tie was already done on away goals. Luka Modric provided an assist illegal in at least 14 EU countries, and suddenly Chelsea were up against it. Pulisic was on the bench thinking that they were trying to qualify for the Super Bowl, and Chelsea fans had quite simply had enough.
He shouldn't be allowed off. You know what?
Real will now face Manchester City in the Final Four. Upon seeing this, Kylian Mbappe's trying to get on Real's team bus.
Open the door. Open the door.
And apparently there's rumours that Isco is a mole within the changing rooms of Real, intentionally giving away information on starting 11s. Los Blancos won't be happy when they see that he's sold information to Jack Grealish. Then they'll remember that he can't read said information. In the other Tuesday Champions League tie, and Villarreal shocked the footballing world, leaving it late to beat Bayern Munich. The winning goal came thanks to Samuel Chukwueze. But my goodness me, what a phenomenal evening. This is a tactical masterclass from Unai Emery. Bayern had more shots in this tie than a government after party. Villarreal had 2 on target and scored both. Manuel Neuer probably had more. It's amazing what Unai can do when he's not relying on Nacho Monreal and Matteo Debuchy, though he has got the weirdness of Giovanni Lo Celso instead. The Spaniards, upon winning, even took the chance to call the entire competition a Farmers League on Twitter. It's a shithousery award for the UCL semi-finalists. We've got to allow Nagelsmann, man, though he's still young. He gets ID'd for paracetamol. Meanwhile, Thomas Muller was reflective on the situation. I guess you could say they're the Villarreal deal. Am I right? Meanwhile, well after full time, one drunk Köln fan managed to sneak into the stadium and onto the pitch and contributed more in front of goal than Thomas Muller did that night. The Manchester City have managed to scrape past Atletico Madrid in what was a fiery second leg. Now, the football wasn't great. It ended 0-0. But the 1080p highlights from this one are astounding. Because late on, after Stefan Savic tried to pull Phil Foden to his feet, a massive scrap broke out down by the touchline. Savic himself was filmed pulling Jack Grealish's hair. You're not gonna get a Gucci deal like this, big man. And it even spilled out with more fighting in the tunnel afterwards. Phil Foden's mum arrived at Atleti's dressing room ready to go. We got live scenes of Savic finding Grealish again inside the stadium.
Absolutely fail me.
Simeone's waiting in the car park for a City ball boy, just anybody that he can fight. But there were slightly less aggressive scenes in the other game of the night at Liverpool, where we find the most unnecessarily exciting game of football of all time, as a 3-3 draw and 6-4 aggregate scoreline saw the Reds qualify for the semi-finals. Defensively, we saw ourselves going back to prime 14-15 Liverpool here. Mamadou Sakho was watching on. That's my boy. But shouts to Benfica, they really made us work for it. Darwin Núñez is going to be a serious baller. And alongside him, he had Brazilian winger Everton. So this is a Merseyside derby now, is it? On to the Premier League though now, where the race for the top four took some huge twists. First of all, at Manchester United, who managed to lose 1-0 to struggling Everton. The only pressing that Ralf Rangnick's deploying here is depressing. Erik ten Hag was close to taking charge as boss. He soon realised it was not worth it, however. At least at this rate, their finishing position will match his name. You gotta wonder what the interview process was for this job. So Eric, why did you apply for the job? Because you're holding me here against my will. Okay, yep, that's what it has down here. Okay, cool. So what makes you suited for this role? Please, I just want to go back and see my family. All right, everything looks good. You're hired. Let me go, please. I don't want to be a dire performance here again from United. Here's Victor Lindelof's wife reaction to her husband's wages dropping in their bank account every week.
Did you see what I did there?
It's a scam.
Nemanja Matic thought kickoff was at 4 p.m. instead. Harry Maguire was seen appealing for his own teammates' handball, for crying out loud. And Alphonso Davies spoke out about Harry Maguire this week, insinuating that if you're someone as big as Cristiano Ronaldo, how can you be walking out and being captained by someone as bad as Harry Maguire? Now don't get it twisted, I'm the first person to joke about this man, but that's pretty peak coming from a fellow professional. On the topic of Cristiano Ronaldo though, and he received criticism for smashing the phone of a young United fan who was filming him as he walked off the pitch at full time. The fan seemingly is very upset about the situation, saying he never wants to see Ronaldo again. I mean, he doesn't show up for 2/3 of matches, so he should be fine. He was actually offered free United tickets by Ron himself. I mean, has he not suffered enough already? He's got a new hater now. This is the kid watching Ronaldo slap a free kick into Rosette from the comfort of his own home. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's walking out at Old Trafford looking like this, and they're still getting flat packed. And it seems like United fans have had enough. They're protesting their ownership by the Glazers at this week's game against Norwich, bringing out the green and yellow scarves. We're gonna have a kick clash in the crowd. At least Delia Smith's finally got those extra fans she was wanting.
Let's be having you!
So realistically, all Arsenal had to do in this situation was avoid any sort of embarrassing... For fuck's sake, lads.
You just knew that was going to happen.
The Gunners made it back-to-back Premier League defeats with a 2-1 loss to Brighton this week. No, I wouldn't have it. They might be ruining your European chances again.
I hope Brighton get relegated.
Arteta might as well just get out there himself. He'll have a better chance of that than trying to explain his defensive ideologies to Cedric.
I'm so confused.
I have no idea what's going on.
Just wait. Don't worry, it's very simple. Stay here. Go there.
But off the basis of the last 2 weeks, we can't allow him as well. He'd be at Osasuna if he didn't shop at Zara. We've got live scenes of Neil Mopay to burn Leno on the bench. And Brighton were loving it on Twitter too after seeing the XG story. Who's the biggest fraud out of them or United, I hear you cry?
People try and make comparisons of who's better, etc. Just enjoy them.
But on a serious level, who's actually making it into the top 4? Let me know down in the comments. Over at Chelsea, and they took their loss at Brentford personally by slapping Southampton 6-0 away. Why does this happen every year? Can we check Southampton's betting slips? Got a Southampton board here, seeing Ralph Hasenhüttl down 5-0 inside 55 minutes.
Oh my God! This is what he does!
But overall, it was a great day for all at Chelsea, unless you're Ziyech or Ross Barkley. I spoke about the Premier League title clash between Man City and Liverpool extensively here, but it was an action-packed 2-2 draw. Jake Paul gave his tips for who he think would win before the game. With what qualifications? The guy probably thought we were called Merseyside Red until 2 weeks ago. One American fan made the long journey over to the Etihad to get a picture with Mo Salah, but the Egyptian wasn't having it.
No, please, I came from Los Angeles. No, please. No, please, I came from Los Angeles. Please, picture.
He's American. This is Jake Paul's fault somehow, I'm telling you now. Over at West Ham, and Kurt Zuma appears to have locked on to yet another target here. At Leeds, and Calvin Phillips has these shoes. I know I covered it last week, but I just had to say it again. Man City midfielder Fernandinho announced he's leaving the club at the end of the season. It took Pep Guardiola by surprise, though, hearing it in an interview.
Fernandinho has just said he's leaving at the end of the season.
Sorry?
Fernandinho has said that he's leaving at the end of the season.
Oh. I didn't know it.
Is that news to you?
Simon, you gave me the name.
The poor guy's going to be in pieces, realising no one can make 26 fouls per game without a booking, quite like Fernandinho can.
We cannot replace him. We cannot.
Donny van de Beek and his partner have had a kid. Massive congratulations to them. The way things are going, the child is more likely to start for United before he does. Meanwhile, Ed Sheeran was spotted in a local club after an Ipswich game. I'm in love with the shape of booze. Stop singing. We don't need to sing. Get out of the pot. In Italy, and Juventus have had their kit for next season leaked. Why is there lightning on the sponsor, for fuck's sake? You were doing well. You don't see rain on the 3 logo. There's no low pressure systems on the Emirates badge. Arturo Vidal is wilding out on Italian television, seemingly. All I'm saying, babe, is my hair isn't the only thing that's standing up right now, you get? In Serie C, and Moderna's goalkeeper accidentally scored a 91st minute winner from his own half.
Attenzione! Il gol di Riccardo Gagno, non ci credo. Abbiamo visto anche questa.
And in the same league, in a game between Foggia and Catanzaro, Di Mello is a forward who's played for both teams, and he currently plays for Catanzaro. It's fair to say one Foggia fan took him leaving pretty personally, because he ran onto the pitch and tried to hit the forward as play was halted. I mean, it's outrageous. The guy's had a 3.5-mile run-up, and he's still missed. We now move on, though, to our first goal of the week, and it comes from France and Ligue 1. West Ham fans remember Dimi Payet fondly for some of the screamers that he scored for them, but honestly, I think this volley may well top the lot. Meanwhile, with life for PSG in the league so easy right now, Neymar's decided he's going for a position change. Season 2 of his Netflix documentary is going to be a bit different. The whole brand is being a forward, Ney. What the fuck are you doing? Dad, oh my god, let me live my life. In Spain, and Cadiz were concerned about their upcoming fixture against Barcelona until one fan reminded them they'd be playing against Clement Longley. We had a world first in La Liga as well, as they're broadcasting Real Sociedad versus Real Betis on TikTok. I mean, that's all well and good, and I like the idea, but how am I going to watch the game with this going on in the background? In Germany, and... Nah, these are out of control. Puma, we've got to stop there. Right, so you're expecting Dortmund to bop around in pajamas, yeah? Why am I having to play Tetris on an away kit? Have you noticed there's no badge for Dortmund or Puma on the kit? That's because they don't want to be associated with it. Meanwhile, at Wolfsburg, and how have these fans been copied and pasted in real life? This is a glitch. I'm not having it. In Portugal, and if Foggia's fan thought he was being original from earlier on, I'm afraid to say he wasn't, because a Porto fan also ran onto the pitch this week and tried to kick out at Vitória Guimarães players. If Pepe's trying to calm you down, then you know that you've done something wrong. Over at the Northern Ireland women's national team, and their manager made some outrageous claims this week, as he suggested that women's sides capitulate a lot easier because women in general are more emotional.
If you go through the patterns, when a team concedes a goal, they concede a second one within a very short period of time, because girls and women are more emotional than men, so they take a goal gun in, they don't take that very well.
Yes, because we see no emotion in the men's game at all. But now for our second and third goals of the week. First of all, there's this beautiful strike from Marcelino Núñez in Chile.
El pelotazo de Xavi, qué golazo! Ah, qué golazo! Ah, qué golazo!
And over in the Canadian Premier League at Edmonton, Tobias Varchevsky scored this beautiful acrobatic attempt as well. Sweden's women brought out the biggest win of the week with a 15-0 victory on international duty. Their opposition clearly didn't read that guide I was on about last week. Staying in Sweden, but in the domestic league, we've had goal of the week. We'll call this one anti-goal of the week because it's an absolutely disgusting scramble from Hammarby.
Som är där och göra 4 nu för Hammarby. Och vart dyker den upp sen? Andersson har den där bollen. Den över linjen! Det är mål. Är det mål?
Meanwhile, in a lower league match in Spain, and with a side ready to start a counter-attack in the final minute of the game, the opposition's manager jumped onto the pitch and prevented the ball from making it all the way through. Mikel Arteta might have found a new tactic here, lads. Hello all, and welcome to The Beautiful Game, the segment where we take a look at the poetic and brilliant side of the game that we love. We are back, by popular demand, for yet more glorious beauty. And that concludes The Beautiful Game. Closer to home, and Scunthorpe look as if they're about to drop out of the Football League. Their fans have had enough and conducted a pitch invasion. The steward that's chasing them about's got -7 pace. To be honest, they're probably just trying to escape Scunthorpe. They've got to get out of there. Meanwhile, down in the lower leagues, and despite this striker punching the opposition, it was actually the goalkeeper that came charging in that got the red card instead. I mean, to be fair, he got put in a shopping basket, but over in the A-League, and we've got an absolute shambles from a goalkeeper here. Receiving a back pass, failing to control the ball, and then giving away a penalty. Over in the MLS, and Jordi Alcivar scored this incredible corner directly for Charlotte. In Cyprus, and Apoel Nicosia incredibly had 4 Brazilian footballers all sent off in the same game. Getting 4 players sent off as it is mental. But what's in the water in Rio? We've got a classic case of hero to zero here in South Africa when this goalkeeper made a brilliant penalty save only to grab the ball, have it slip out of his hand, and then gift it to an Orlando Pirates attacker who duly punished him. I hope this club is in administration because that's the only excuse for having this many sponsors. The birth of a new sport, being motorbike football, appears to have taken place somewhere around the globe. The health and safety checks on this one must be a travesty. In Brazil, and if an opponent goes to punch you but doesn't decide to, you can still fling yourself to the floor.
He could have been killed.
And staying on that side of the globe, we've got yet another terrible haircut. Please, Brazil. And if we observe closely, you'll notice the mental breakdown. Now, over in Malaysia, and we have got the greatest piece of footballing ability you will ever see in your life. Matched almost equally by this clip from Brazil, where a player has been sent through, he's gone round the keeper.
Vai tocar, tá no fundo da rede, não!
Wholesome scenes from Brazilian Hulk, who got out of his car when mobbed by fans to make the day of one specific youngster. But it's not always wholesome for him, because he's ended the career of one defender here. And elsewhere... Aye, lads, I don't think he's noticed if we just play on here. Now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for, because over in Romania, there's not been much kicking off here. A few of you have noticed that RTW has been missing from recent episodes. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. I've kind of cheated this week a little bit as well, because an old clip from 20 years ago's resurfaced, but I had to include it, bringing to light the fact that Craiova used to have a club mascot that was literally a lion.
Special. Înțelege fiecare ce vrea în această problemă, da?
Why is the interviewer gone to ask the lion a question as if it's gonna say anything? I say less, yeah, basically meow and that, obviously, first of all. Over in Ecuador, and we've got an absolutely shocking dive from this dog. VAR, get on that. In Argentina, and in a game between Rosario Central and Colón, we've got a goalkeeper being punished here for being in a rush. If you're gonna take a penalty with a slow run-up, you've got to at least make sure the penalty's a decent one. In Brazil, again, and an assistant referee was headbutted by a coach at full time. Advice from your boy, don't headbutt women.
Here's Bradley Bushmore into the box. JJ Williams is up and there's there is an own goal!
I would score an own goal this bad if the pitch I was playing on was this weird as well, bro. Now that it's time for Still 0-0, and you guys know the score by now, this is a segment of the show where I bring to you the best of Sunday League and amateur football. Mario Balotelli was once known for not being able to put a bib on correctly. Well, it seems like someone down in the lower leagues had been watching him a little bit too closely. Alright, lads, don't worry. Play me the... Hang on a second. I swear. 1 sec. On to the weird stuff, though, now. First of all, over in Uganda, loads of you sent this one in to me. It turns out if you win man of the match in their Premier Division, you win yourself a bottle of yogurt and a loaf of bread. I like that. Give me the basics. Over in Mexico, a one dog owner decided to get the badge of her favorite club, being Pumas, died onto the dog's coat. And finally, in some good news, over at Shakhtar Donetsk, they played their first competitive game of football back since obviously the conflict started over there between themselves and Russia. It was great to see them feel comfortable being able to do what they usually do best, and obviously my best wishes still go out to all of them and their families located in the area. But that is going to wrap up football this week, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then feel free to slap a like on the video, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.